get it tonight.
Hey, what's up you guys? JackjackHD. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to build a auto start for your 1v1 maps. Be honest, people don't make these type of videos, people don't make these type of tutorials. You know, usually tutorials out there are kind of like this.
Bruh.
For me to make high quality tutorial videos for you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoy this type of content. Make sure you guys leave a like if you guys enjoy this type of thing, and subscribe if you're new and you're interested in watching other content from me. I also stream occasionally, so if you turn on notifications anytime I do stream, you will be notified of when I do stream. All right, so let's get right into it. I'm going to show you guys how to build a auto start for your 1v1 maps. Let's get right into it. In front of me, there's actually 3 auto starts. So I'll show you guys one way to make the auto start in this video. If you want to see the other 2 examples, you can go ahead and find those in the description. All right, so in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to build this 1v1 auto start. So for this tutorial, here are the devices that we're going to be using. We're going to be using a lot of triggers. We're going to be using a objective device, and we're going to be using a few customizable spotlights. Here is what we're going to do. We're going to go to devices. In devices, we're going to find objective device gallery. Go ahead and select this. With the objective device gallery, we're going to place it somewhere around the map. Objective device that we're going to be using is this one here. So all the other objective devices, go ahead and delete them. What we want to do is take this objective. We're going to go ahead and rotate it. Now, for some reason, this objective isn't that straight. You can actually see that it's not straight from here. It's not really necessary, but if you want, I'm going to have grid snap set to off. From there, I can actually rotate and try to get it as straight as possible. All right, there you go. So I've gotten it straight, and the idea is we're going to actually resize this objective device so that it goes along the ramps, and we're going to have rotate axis to pitch. And for myself, I'm going to rotate it so it's face down, so it looks something like this. And rotate it even more. There you go. Now it's straight. Hold down the B button and hold down the resize button. I'm going to have resize access to height. And now I'm just going to extend it so it's larger. I'm going to have resize access to width so I can make it thinner, like so. Resize access to depth. I'm going to make it a little bit larger. Just make sure that it's flush. Make sure that it's straight. If you want, you can continue resizing the objective device and make it the size that you want. All right, so next what we're going to do is go into the settings. In the settings, there are tabs at the very top. You want it set to all options so you can see all the options for this device. Here are the settings that we're going to change. Health, set this to invulnerable. Hide health bar, set this to always. Play audio VFX is all up to you. I'm going to set it to off. Collision during games, set this to only when visible. Very important, make sure you have the settings changed. Turn on visibility when receiving from, set this to channel 7. Turn off visibility when receiving from, set this to channel 10. All right, confirm. Next, what we're going to do is go to devices. We're going to go to trigger. With the trigger, go ahead and place it down. And we're actually going to copy it, place another one. So with the new trigger, go ahead and take that. We're actually going to resize it so it is the size of this objective device. So we're going to resize this trigger to make sure that it's the size of this objective device. And we're going to place it on both sides of the objective device. Rotate pitch. And we're going to enlarge it, holding down the resize button. Now I can resize it. I'm going to set depth. So keep on resizing it until you get the right shape. For the people that know, how to build things on Fortnite Creative, I'm actually showing all the options just in case newer people are trying to learn how to build on Fortnite Creative. Resize access height. We're going to shrink it a little bit so it's thinner. I have resized it so it is the size of the objective device, so I'm happy with it. Next, what I'm going to do is go into the settings. Here are the settings that we're going to change. Times can trigger. Make sure this is set to 1. Triggered by vehicles, set this to off. Triggered by sequencers, set this to off. Times can trigger, set this to 1. Triggered sound, set this to disabled. Triggered VFX, set this to disabled. This is just what I recommend, but you can try it out. You can try this enabled if you want and see what happens. Visible in game, turn this to no, so it's invisible during the game. Reset times triggered, set this to 7. One trigger transmit on, set this to channel 1. Confirm. Alright, so here's a little trick for the people that haven't seen my other auto start videos. Go ahead and select the trigger, then go behind the ramp. Go ahead and copy the floor just behind the ramp like so. And then you can take the floor, wrap around, and then place it on the opposite side to copy the trigger. So the second trigger, go ahead and go to the settings. Here are the settings that we're going to change. We just got to change one settings. At the very bottom, one trigger transmit on, set this to channel 2. Confirm. I'm going to actually put customizable spotlights underneath the ramps. We're going to go to galleries. So in galleries, you're going to have to find this. You can also type it. Customizable light gallery. Go ahead and open it. There's an option, open. Once you open that up, you can actually see what's inside the gallery. We're going to go ahead and select the one in the middle. It'll look like this. So what we're going to do is actually rotate it, and we're also going to resize it, and then we're going to change the settings. Rotation axis pitch, we're going to rotate it. I'm going to take this to the ramps. In the settings, color brightness, I recommend 10. Color, you can set this to however you like. I have it set to red, but you can, be creative and use whatever color you want. Color change time, instant. Turn on when receiving from, set this to channel 7. Turn off when receiving from, set this to channel 10. You can always just go ahead and place it underneath the ramp here. Make sure that collision is set to either terrain only or nothing. And then you can actually phase it through the ground, and just make sure that it's in the middle, like so. Now that's a really simple way to do it. If you want to get into like crazy customization, you can do that by simply shrinking the lights, putting them together like this. You can also get creative and even like duplicate it. There's a lot of different options. I'll probably just keep it like this. Grid snap to 32. I have a little bit more room to work with. There we go. Now it's centered. Next what I'm going to do is actually build a wall outside. It's kind of weird, but let's do it. And just like that. So the lights are all preference and how much effort you want to put into it, and you can have fun with that, be creative, and decide what colors you want and resize the lights however you like. Alright, so next what we're going to do is go to the trigger that we had placed at the side of the ramp. We're going to take this trigger and actually set up the mechanics in order for this auto start to actually work. So go ahead and take the trigger. So find somewhere that's away from the map. Now here's a little option. If you want, you can always go to galleries and choose a random floor. Place down the floor, then place down the trigger on top of it. Now you might be asking, what was the point of that? Now let me tell you, this actually makes it a little bit easier to organize your devices, and this is just what I do. And also it might be easier for you guys to learn what you guys are doing and what these devices do. Alright, so we're gonna have a handful of devices in order for our auto start to work. Well, this first trigger here, we're gonna go into the settings. Triggered by player, we're gonna set this to off. Triggered by vehicle, turn this to off. Triggered by sequencers, we're gonna set this to off. Visible in game, you can set this to no, so it's invisible when the game starts. Trigger when receiving from, we're gonna set this to channel 1. When trigger transmit on, we're gonna set this to channel 3. Confirm. We're gonna go ahead and take this and lift it up a little bit. Then we actually copy it, make a second trigger just underneath it, go into that settings, and what we're gonna change is trigger when receiving from, we're gonna set this to channel 2. Confirm. And go ahead and take that trigger, copy it. Third trigger, go into the settings. Transmit every X triggers, we're going to set this to 2. Reset times triggered when receiving from, we're going to set this to channel 7. Trigger when receiving from, we're going to set this to channel 3. One trigger transmit on, set this to channel 5. Confirm. Alright, we're going to copy this, drag it over, and this trigger, go into the settings. Transmit every X triggers, we're going to set this to 1. Delay, we're going to set this to 3 seconds. If you want, you can actually set this to 2 seconds. It'll actually just disappear the wall faster, and that's all up to you. I recommend 3 seconds or 2 seconds. Reset times triggered when receiving from, we're going to set this to no channel. Trigger when receiving from, set this to channel 5. One trigger transmit on, this will be set to channel 10. Confirm. Go ahead and take that trigger and copy it. Go into the settings. We're going to have a delay on this trigger, and this trigger will be the last trigger that actually resets the auto start. Trigger when receiving from, we're going to set this to 10. When trigger transmit on, this will be set to 7. Confirm. Alright, so next what we're going to do is actually make a hood message device, and we're connected with these 2 triggers here. We'll go to devices, go to hood message device. Alright, so this isn't really necessary, but for the people that want to know how to make the messages, this is how you do it. Alright, into the settings. So what we're going to do is change the message, and the message, you can be whatever you want. This is actually the message that's going to pop up once both players are ready to start their 1v1. So maybe like get ready, or maybe even set, all up to you. From there, change these settings. Originally time from round start, this hood message device actually starts after 10 seconds, but we're going to disable this, go to off. Display time, we're going to set this to 2 seconds. Text style, this is all up to you, this is preference. I'm going to set it to extra large. Placement, this is all up to you. I'd recommend either top center or bottom center. This is all up to you. I'm gonna keep it on bottom center. Show when receiving from, we're gonna set this to 5, channel 5, like so. We'll confirm. We're gonna copy this hood message device and actually connect it with this trigger. Go into this. Once the wall gets disabled, this is the message that pops up. So I'm gonna set it to go. Here are the settings I'm gonna change for this hood message device. Display time, I'm gonna set it to 1 so it only shows up for 1 second. Then show when receiving from, we're gonna have to change this. We're gonna set it to channel 10. So there you go. That is the mechanics for this auto start for your 1v1 maps. All right, so the auto start is ready to be tested. If you don't already know, if you want to start with items, just go to the devices, go to team settings and inventory, go ahead and place that wherever you want on the map, and then just drop items, drop weapons in that device. And then once you do spawn, you actually spawn with those items. Real simple. All right, so we're gonna test this out. So once again, here's the objective device. There are triggers on both sides and they are invisible. I'm by myself here, so I gotta do this by myself. We're gonna hit this one side like so. Then we're gonna go around, hit the other side. It says get ready. And you get into a fight, and then the objective device and the lights return. All right, we're gonna try it one more time. Hit one side, hit the other side. It says get ready. Go. All right, you guys, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Hopefully you guys got your auto start working. And make sure you guys leave a like if you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments if this tutorial worked and, you know, if you guys got your auto start working. Also, if you want to see the other 2 ways how to make a auto start, you can always take a look at that in the description. I have links down there. You know, I've actually seen comments where actually people would run into issues. And they'd say they copy the whole video, and probably an hour later they'd come back to reply and say, oh shoot, I made a mistake.
I didn't change the setting correctly.
So make sure you're paying attention, make sure you're taking your time with the tutorial. If you really need to, you can rewind the video, pause the video, try your best to understand what I'm doing and, you know, how I do it. You know, for example, the channels, make sure the channels are changed correctly. You mess up those channels, you'll just run into a lot of trouble. And then you're gonna have to go through all the triggers, go through all the devices again to make sure the channels are correct. And yeah, you guys, hopefully you guys have fun making the auto start. You know, I think that's the most important thing. Hopefully you're having fun with making things on Fortnite Creative. If you guys are interested in other content from me, subscribe, turn on notifications. And you guys can always take a look at my channel and see other tutorials, see other videos I made. Right now, I'm actually working on a series of me playing on featured creative maps and rating on how good the maps are as a stream with you guys. And you can find that on my channel in the description. Also, use code JackjackHD in the item shop if you do want to support me. #ad. And yeah, you guys, I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy, guys. Peace.